Hello and welcome to the FREDTV Sports Report. I'm Evan Massoud, reporting from Bishop Conley High School. This week, shockwaves were sent through the Fall River baseball world after the news broke that longtime Cougars coach Don Schwinnard has been replaced by newly named athletic director John Feeney. Coach Schwinnard said he was shocked after the news. However, he said later in the week in a quote to the Herald News, showing his sense of humor, quote, "I'm disappointed too. My record might get broken. I have the state record, you know that, most losses by a coach in the state. Now I can't add to it," end quote. Coach Schwinnard had been a part of the Conley community for over the past 40-plus years. Now, behind me, the 2-week River City baseball camp is wrapping up its 18th year, and it's a camp that's spearheaded by Coach Schwinnard and Coach Ted Regan. I had a chance to speak with some players and coaches earlier in the week to get you an inside look. Here's more. You can call it the Summer Classic of Fall River, because for nearly 20 years, players from across the area flocked to the River City baseball camp for fun-filled instruction all about the sport. Coach Brad Buston says the camp is fit for all ages and abilities.
Some kids have been playing for a long time. Some kids have not been playing for a long time. So I think the coaching staff that we have, and they've had a lot of experience, and they can see that, and they can give a little bit more attention to somebody that might be a little bit more advanced and go over maybe a finer aspect of the game, whether it be, how to be a little bit quicker on a double play, or how to be, little things about running the bases, like what to look for in a pitcher, what foot they're, what to look at in their feet as they pitch in order to get a better jump when you're stealing a base or something. So, we can do that with the kids that we feel are more advanced, or it can be a little bit more basic if we feel like a kid is new to baseball and or not as experienced, and we have to just start from how to grip the baseball with across the seam. And so coaches will pick out what they see, and then we pretty much, a kid walks away from this camp learning something.
13-year-old Mitchell Lima has been coming here for the past 7 years. He's practically a veteran. But like all the greats, Mitchell knows that there's always something new to learn.
It's an amazing experience, especially if you haven't played long. And I love how they teach you the fundamentals, and you end up learning a lot, even if, no matter how long you've been here. If you ever thrive to play baseball and be good, come here first so you learn the fundamentals, and you will be successful.
Coach Steve Culpa worked with the younger age group. He explains that it's not just important to get out of the house and be active. It's also important to know what you're doing so you don't get hurt.
Just teaching the kids how to stretch properly is important. A lot of kids don't stretch, just go out and start throwing balls around. But proper body management, that's a little more advanced. These kids don't always understand that. But taking care of your body, staying hydrated, stretching, doing all those things, icing your arm after pitching is so important. And we do talk about it here, and we hopefully stress it to the parents too, and they'll understand that also, how important it is. So you got kids from different areas of Fall River. We got Taunton kids. You got Dartmouth. You got them all over the place coming to this camp, and they see each other at different tournaments, and it's a nice time to work on things, socialize, and not be at home, like you said, which is good.
Our final stop of the week is over at the Fall River Country Club, where the 20th annual Michaels Fund Golf Tournament teed off. This annual event is a big moneymaker for the fund, raising on average $30,000. Michael's mom, Cindy Robles, says that for years, the mission was to use that money and help fund bone marrow drives. But now, with the announcement that the National Marrow Donor Center in Minneapolis will be taking over bone marrow drive funding, Cindy says their mission has shifted up to the next step.
Our mission is to fund the more sophisticated testing of already identified marrow donors who present the best possibility for a remission in their donee, in the recipient. The blood center will identify those people. We will fund that testing. And this is testing that would have been done after a donor was identified. I'm very excited about this new mission because with it, if a donor is identified and he or she is one of these donors that has that refined testing, then they can go right to transplant. And that's important. Time is important.
As members of St. Stanislaus Church, Cindy and her husband Tom have always had faith on their side. Tom explains that losing a child is something no parent can ever be prepared for, but it is their faith that keeps he and his wife going.
In Jesus Christ, we trust. And I say that because without our faith in God, this undertaking would not be possible. We would be, I would be a very vindictive person. I'd be a very sad person, a very angry person. But because of our belief in God, and certainly the family, that has helped us out and pulled us out of whatever grief, that we still have grief and sorrow, but it pulls us out, puts us back together because we know that we are helping other children, other families, and that really makes it worthwhile.
Cindy and Tom both extend their gratitude to their parish and the city of Fall River for always being so supportive. If you wish to pledge and make a private contribution, visit michaelsfund.com to place a donation. And that'll wrap up the sports report for this week. Join me next week, same time, same place, as we head back to Chew Park for the American Legion playoffs. Post 464 finished in first place and are hoping to get back to the championship round. Until then, I'm Evan Massoud reporting at Bishop Conley High School. See you next Friday.